Everybody uses a laptop and or a smartphone. And the question has arisen lately, is there room for a third category of device in the middle? Something that's between a laptop and a smartphone. But we think we've got something that is. And we'd like to show it to you today for the first time. And we call it the iPad.
Ever since Apple announced the iPad in 2010, people have been trying to figure out, can an iPad replace a computer? Even Steve Jobs announced it as a third category. It's not a phone, it's not a computer, it's a third category. So the question remains, can an iPad replace a computer? No. Okay, it depends on who you are. There are some people who are starting to use the iPad as their main daily driver, but I would argue most of those people probably still use a computer or have to use a computer for work. It still runs iOS. I'm way more efficient with my MacBook Pro than I am with my iPad. And as Marques Brownlee said,
so this is the new iPad Pro. It is an incredible tablet. Still an iPad though.
My main topic is not whether an iPad can replace my MacBook Pro. I'm going to take it from a different perspective. I'm going to talk about how this iPad has kind of changed my perspective on my future computer purchases. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, a few years ago, I wanted to replace my MacBook Air. And Apple had just came out with the new kind of design for their MacBooks and MacBook Pros. This is the one with all USB-C, the butterfly keys, whether you love them or hate it. So it got me thinking, do I need to replace my MacBook Air? And I was starting to do video editing, and the video editing was really hampered by the slow processor and low memory of my MacBook Air. So I took the plunge. I got the MacBook Pro, 13-inch without a touch bar in 2017. And of course, the next year, Apple released and upgraded their new MacBook Pros with a quad core instead of my dual core. I'm not bitter though. Well, maybe a little bit. I could do all my web development on it. It runs Microsoft Office great. And I could do all my video editing on it. So the past few months, I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers talk about video editing on their iPad Pros. And I'm always looking for the most portable setup. Don't get me wrong, my MacBook Pro 13-inch is not thick at all. I mean, we've come a long way. I remember starting out my business with my friend John, and back then we bought ourselves some computers. And I remember getting the 17-inch Dell XPS. It was like the first or second generation. That thing was almost 10 pounds. So we've come a long way. Anyway, back to the iPad. So I started seeing people use LumaFusion for their video editing with their iPad Pros. But I didn't want to spend up $800 to $1,000 on an iPad Pro. So I wanted to see, could I do video editing with my regular non-iPad 9.7? I have the 2018 version. Long story short, the video editing is awesome. I can edit 4K video without any hiccups, without any slowdown, and exporting is not bad at all. Remember, this is the non-pro version. This got me thinking about my MacBook Pro. Do I need a $1,700 machine? Do I need this MacBook Pro? Well, in my case, no. But don't get me wrong, I'm not getting rid of that computer anytime soon. I already have it. But it got me thinking of my future purchase of a computer. Unless my needs change as far as work or hobbies goes, that computer might be the last computer with the name Pro on it. My web development doesn't require a high-powered machine. I could do all my photo editing with the non-Pro machine. And now I'm doing all my editing on an iPad. Even this video is being edited on the iPad right now as well. And if Apple comes out with a major change in iOS, that might be my last computer, period. There have been some developers who have been saying that they've been using their iPad only, but they require still an internet connection. My ideal situation is that I can do all my web development, all my work without an internet connection. And I've kind of figured out a way to do that, but I'll talk about that in another video. So now instead of having a setup that is more than $2,000. My MacBook Pro, my iPad. I could probably live with a setup that's about half that price. Maybe I'll even switch to Windows or Linux one day. So, can an iPad replace my laptop? No, but it has changed the laptop that I need. Thanks for watching this video. I'm going to come out with more of these kind of tech videos. Maybe do some reviews, but reviews are really hard. But anyway, I hope to come up with more different types of videos, and I do have some other videos planned in the future. But anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time.